In the scale world, the slam forward skids, as I'm calling them, the far forward skids, CL Designs, the new Carbon X, and there's one other company that does this. I think there's a couple of them now, but they're dominating Class 2 and Class 3. So what we have done here for our Winter Series event is we've created what's called a cheater class. 90 millimeters or less on the front lower links puts you into the cheater class. Into the cheater class, you can run up to a 5.80 tire. You got to keep your electronics in the chassis. You're required to have a chassis at least as long as the wheelbase is. Okay, at least that. And you got to have at least a 110 cab. Basically, it's a full chassis 110 cab sporty with the battery in the chassis. Battery still needs to remain in the chassis, not on the axle for this class. But pins are legal, all that stuff. And with that, we've already got a workaround. If you have a Carbon X, like what this is right here, this is what we call the Class 2 skid for the Carbon X. This basically makes the whole front suspension, as far as your links and all that, the same as what's on the Executioner, which is legal. So, and just different links and all that. This will be available on the website, so make sure you check the description below. Let's go give this a drive and talk about it a little bit more. On the drive of this, it really, God, I gotta remember to take some of this overdrive out. It's too much. But on the drive of this, it really doesn't negatively affect it very much. Except on the breakover. You know, you may have a little bit of a breakover issue as compared to the Carbon X, but this thing, it still pulls pretty darn good. And in some ways, having longer front links is a little bit more stable, a little bit smoother, a little bit more predictable in some ways, you know? It really is. So it's not a bad thing at all, but for us, it does get this into our Class 2. So I've heard from other groups that were talking about the, as I call them, the slam skid trucks, just eating everything up. So our attempt to have the cheater class is just a way to kind of level the playing field for all your 2s and 3s. So that's the goal for us here. To try to give the VRDs a chance, to try to give the SCX 10-3s a chance, to try to put them back into their own world, you know, try to level the playing field is what we're trying to do. So this right here may not be leveling the playing field very much, because I mean, the Executioners are obviously, oh boy, that's a bad spot. Oh wow, that's a good line. Maybe this isn't a very good truck for the... So let's go ahead and try it on some of the harder stuff over here, just to see. Now, the breakover, that's kind of a good and bad thing in all honesty here. Oh. There we go. The good is that sometimes when you have all that slam skid up there, it can really mess with the drop, as in the drop just happens more suddenly than with, you know, longer links. Golly, my driver mod must have been turned off or something. But we're going to get over through here. I can still see some of the gates of where we had it before, so I'm going to try to somehow follow along as best I can. Now this is a gate right here that we had a lot of fit. I did do some modification on this because I want to use this in other events, but this right here was just bad. See, those bricks weren't there, and that was just almost impossible. Oh, now, once you get into this situation, you're done. Let's try to go higher. Even higher. Oh, that's higher, all right. Okay, I am going to complete this line. I don't care what I got to do to get it. Wow, I'm not so sure that was a good idea. Maybe if I can get the front end over. Golly, too much. Well, okay. We got it. Now these stack of bricks weren't here. No way. Come on, come on, come on. Don't you fail now. Now we also had to drop off over here. Over, through, down, up. Come on, buddy. Golly. Okay. What a pain this course is. This was, you know, our cheater course, so it was meant to be just bad. And it absolutely is. Now I see, that's not even the gate. I had to go this way. Okay. Gotta go up this way right here. I know some of you guys are going to say all those reverses, and my response is as it should be. Even in our cheater class, we don't charge for reversing. Golly, I am having a fit here, aren't I? Wow. That was brutal. Wow. Where am I going now? Probably down to the ground. Okay, I think we've seen enough. Wow. So yeah, this makes it C2 legal. The skid has still got the forward bias to it, but it's not slammed. Now, if you have an executioner with the slam skid, for us, that would put that into the cheater class. Also, I want to talk about cheater class. No bed is required. In our scale classes, you got to have a bed. You got to cover the chassis either with, well, class 3, you can run a chassis cover or chassis bed or something like that. Basically, the thing I made for the executioner that just covers the chassis. So, class 2, we want to see a full bed and all that. We want to see some coverage here. We don't have scale points or any of that, but we still want to keep a little bit of scale here. So anyway, guys, hopefully you see this. If you want to, like I say, I'm not sure what your class rules are, but I do think this is something that's going to go quite a bit over all kinds of different classes, because these slam skids, some of them, like my buddy CL, his front links are only 50 millimeters long. So that's really crazy. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Check that description. I'll link this up down below. Use those links. Hit that subscribe, ring that bell. And if you follow the same rules we do, maybe you can put a Carbon X with the C2 conversion in there. Have a great day. If you're still watching, you are top shelf. You are the cream of the crop, the pick of the litter. You are phenomenal. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. It means a lot to me. Now, down below, there are links for the products you see. Also for channel memberships, if you guys want to be a part. Channel members get early viewing on pretty much everything that I can. So guys, check that description. There's a lot of info down there. Thank you all for watching.